The NFL's match of the day as the umpire gets us underway here, and neither ruckman really got a hand to it. It's going to be Blake Fitzgerald for Hurstbridge who comes away with the first kick of the game. His kick inside 50 was perfect. This would be the perfect start here for the home side. The kick from Fitzgerald was spot on and found the hands of, I think that's the captain, Ethan Taylor. Oh no, beg your pardon, it's Bryce Arthur who's got the ball in hand. He'd have to kick this probably 50 metres on the fly, but he's directly in front. This would be the ideal start here for the home side if he could kick this. So Bryce Arthur on the runway. Kick looks not too bad. It's going to fall short though, and Montmorency had the numbers on the goal line to fist that across, and the first score of the day is a behind. So Montmorency going to bring this in here. Kick out to right half back. Was looking out there for teammates. Hurstbridge come up with the footy though. Strong tackle on Mitch Wild there from Montmorency, and both sides just getting into it a little bit here. There's a bit of feeling in this one early, as the umpire is going to ignore it and get on with play. Burkage went up in the ruck unopposed and just kicked it down to half forward and found Corey Sleep. Sleep's kick inside 50 was looking for Dylan Keating, and he's taken the mark. So Montmorency just taking advantage of a bit of push and shove in the middle there to go on with it. Cam Wild's already had the jumper ripped. He's going to need that replaced. He's got the Tarzan look going with the open collar.
Oh no, hasn't even been 5 minutes yet and the jumper's torn.
It's very 1980s of him.
Very.
He's going to need a freshie, I think. So Dylan Keating, one of the inclusions for Montmorency today, kicks on the way and looks pretty good. And Montmorency draw first blood here. They've got the first goal of the day. They lead 1 straight 6. That might be his first goal, I reckon, as all of his teammates come from everywhere to get around him, the young fella. As Keating kicks the goal, and Montmorency lead 1 straight 6 to Hurstbridge 1 behind, as we see both teams getting into it again at half forward for Montmorency.
Yes, I fear this is going to be the rhythm of the game. By the looks of it, there's a lot of heat already. Like I said, less than 10 minutes in. We've already got 1 jumper torn, and we're going back again.
Make that 2 jumpers torn, I reckon. I reckon Nash Holmes has just had a blowout on the front of his too.
He's just completely taking it off now.
He's just stripping off at half forward. And the umpire's picked out a free kick from the centre bounce. I think it's going to go the way of Marcus Lentini. Montmorency going to take the advantage here. The kick from Keating wasn't a great one, looking for Ben Patterson as McLaren comes up with it for Hurstbridge. His handball was cut off, but they might be able to work it out here, the Bridges. Ball in dispute at half forward, and we'll have another stoppage here. They get into it again here.
Here we go again.
It's Ethan Taylor and Nash Holmes getting into it. Ball up at half forward. McLaren won the tap down to Wild. His handball out to Nagel, and his kick up the wing. Wasn't a great one, though, to be fair. It's going to be coming back through the hands of Montmorency as they drive this ball inside 50 again. Looking for Clark. Was up, couldn't take the mark. He had 3 defenders flying against him. Gathering at ground level was Sleep. His kick around the corner was no good. And the umpire might have picked out a free kick here, I think. Not sure which way it's going. It's going the way of Montmorency, and I think it's going to Sleep. As the locals down beneath us don't like it. But it is Corey Sleep who's ended up with a free kick. Might have just been pushed after he kicked that footy to the top of the goal square. So he'll get a look at a shot on goal for a second one for Montmorency. As the locals just let Montmorency know what they are thinking of at the moment. Kick towards goal is pretty good. And Corey Sleep puts through Montmorency's second. They're off to a good start here against Hurstbridge. They lead 2 straight 12. Hurstbridge 1 behind.
They've definitely come out absolutely roaring. They have put their foot down and let Hurstbridge know that they have come here not to play but to win. And I think it has shook Hurstbridge. They look shaken. They don't really know what to do, and I think that's resulting in a lot of the fiery footy that we're seeing.
Yep, Hurstbridge just look like they're a bit more focused on going the knuckle at the moment rather than winning the footy, and it's costing them. So they're going to have to regroup here, the home side. As ball's back in the middle here, both rucks got a share of hands to it. Burkage just threw it out, ended up with Nagel, who gets a kick down to half forward for Hurstbridge. Montmorency might be able to tidy this up, but it's been picked off here by Harry O'Brien. His handball was a bit of a loose one, and the umpires picked out a free kick again. And again, it's going the way of Montmorency, and it's their midfield gun, Marcus Lentini, who's going to come up with a footy. His kick was out towards the wing. Wasn't a great one, though. Didn't favour his teammate. McCabe mops up for Hurstbridge. Ends up in the hands of Mitch Wild. He's tried to handball it to Cam Wild, who couldn't gather the loose ball. He might do so again here, though, if he can. Montmorency got the handball up. Lentini's got it. He's set upon. It's a hot footy on the wing. Both sides scrambling after this one. Wild's got it for Hurstbridge. Gives his handball back to Noah Barnes, and they might be able to reset here. As his kick up to half forward's an adventurous one. It might work out if O'Brien can gather it. He does. Breaks one tackle, gives his handball wide out to Kane Hall. Kane Hall's inside 50 kick was looking for Naylor. Just a bit heavy for him, though. Goes over his head as it trickles towards the boundary line. It's not out of play yet, though. It is now. And we'll have a throw in the right forward pocket here for... Oh, in fact, the umpire's picked out a free kick. He must have paid insufficient intent there. And it's going to go the way of Montmorency. And William Jenkin ends up with the footy in the back pocket. So, Montmorency controlling the footy here. His kick up to the far wing. Was looking for Logan Butcher. Couldn't take the mark. Noah Barnes ends up with it for Hurstbridge. His kick was impacted off the boot, but it's going to work out okay. As Hurstbridge retained possession here. Ball goes to half forward. O'Brien's got it. Looking to move on quickly here. Umpire probably could have waved him on there, but he's not going to. O'Brien says he's going to have a shot. I'm not sure about that. He's about 60 metres from goal here, so this would be a thumping kick if he could put it through.
He's kicking it from the centre circle.
In fact, he's going to go short. Was looking for Kalen Anderson, who's had a bit of a boot change since we were here a couple of weeks ago. He's in the pink boots now instead of the blue ones, and Naylor tackled his opponent without the footy, so Montmorency will come up with the footy again in the back pocket. As they try to work this through. Ball ends up with Stefan Uzlak. He goes short and finds Lentini. Just about at the true centre-half back position here for the Magpies. As they're just looking to retain a bit of possession here. He fans it out to the other back pocket. And Camden McIntosh is going to come up for his first touch here on the far wing. Hard to miss in the white headband.
With the no hair.
Got to keep the sweat out of the eyes somehow. As he drives this ball up to half forward here for Montmorency. A swarm of players on this one. Fitzgerald gathers a loose footy for Hurstbridge. Gave it out to Dale. Dale gave it to Cam Wild, who kicks up the wing to no one in particular, and it's too wide. It's out on the full. So the Magpies will get another crack at bringing this into their forward line. Looks like they're going to try and retain a bit of possession here after a fiery start. Jenkin goes in short. And Montmorency can move this out to the interchange side of the ground. The kick was a bit of a scrappy one. Didn't really favour the Montmorency forwards. As Mitch Wild has after this just approaching the boundary line, and he's set upon by a couple of Magpies. Umpire says nothing doing in that one, despite the protests of the Hurstbridge bench. And we'll have a throw in between the interchange benches here on the broadcast side. So ball back into play here. McLaren and Verkic lock up. Neither really got hands to it. Lentini did it ground level. Gave it to Keating, who drives it inside 50, but East is there for Hurstbridge. Takes good defensive mark, and he'll bring it back out. His kick to centre-half back finds Barnes. Barnes in turn goes short and finds Hymas in the centre square here at Hurstbridge. He's going to switch this across the ground to Nagel, sorry. He goes over the top and finds Fitzgerald. So Hurstbridge starting to settle a little bit here. They're just retaining a bit of possession here, playing some short kicking as Fitzgerald finds Mitch Wild. He goes back to Hymas where he was initially. His kick up the middle of the ground was an aggressive one. Didn't favour his leading forward. Clark's got it for Montmorency. They're going to reload here, the Magpies, if they can work this out. Sleep had it, gave the handball off to Holmes. Holmes kicked half forward, didn't really favour the advantage of his teammate in William Panozzo. And East brings it away for Hurstbridge. So the home side can reload again. Kick up the far wing. Cam Wild's got it now for Hurstbridge. Swooped on the loose footy. Kicks it towards the goal square. There's no one home though. Well, he might get it back here, Wild. Shrugs one tackle, but he's gone now. Umpire was on the spot. And Montmorency will come away and take the advantage as Keating takes the mark. He's been involved earlier, the youngster. That kick probably wasn't his best. And it's going to roll out of play just around from Montmorency's interchange. But Dylan Keating's had a bit of a hot start. I reckon he's had 4 or 5 touches, kicked a goal.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially he's starting out in the middle and is probably one of the youngest on the ground at the moment. He's showing a lot of promising signs.
Holmes is going to come away with the footy from the stoppage. Drives this up to half forward. Was looking for Logan Butcher. Couldn't take the mark. Barnes is going to mop up for Hurstbridge. He goes in short. Found Karakalchev, who gives his handball over the top to Hymas. Hymas' kick down to half forward was no good, and Montmorency have got all the answers here as Keating on this interchange wing is holding his width really nicely at the moment and finding plenty of the footy. That kick's a better one. And finds Isaac Baldwin. Baldwin goes short without gaining any territory really. Finds Jenkin, and he goes barely the 15 metres and finds Lentini on true centre wing. So Montmorency might get a bit of a look at a deeper entry here, the Magpies. Lentini's going to drive this one down towards the flank under us. Clark was up, couldn't take the mark. Barnes pursues it towards the boundary line, gives the handball to Fitzgerald, who gave it to Nagel, and he's harassed over the line by Matthew Clark for Montmorency.
Hurstbridge's backline, their defence is doing a really good job at the moment. Unfortunately, it's just the way that they're trying to get it into their forward 50 is a little bit sloppy, and it's not helping their forwards whatsoever.
Yep, just breaking down at half forward a little bit, the home side for the minute. Both rucks had a fistful of jumper. Fitzgerald comes up with it for the home side, drives it up to centre wing. Baldwin regathers the footy. Now Lentini's got it for Montmorency. Kick to centre half forward was just a bit heavy for his teammate there in Kieran Keating. And Hurstbridge can come up with this. Nagel takes the mark at true centre half back for Hurstbridge. His kick out wide wasn't really to the advantage of Jake Wild, but he's going to make it work anyway. Gives it to his brother Cam, who has a shot on goal. And that might spark the home side. Great finish there from Cam Wild. And that's the tonic that Hurstbridge are after. After breaking down a half forward a couple of times, they finally get through. And Cam Wild kicks his first and Hurstbridge's first of the day. They trail 1-1-7 to Montmorency 2 straight 12.
Reward for effort there for Cam Wild. He's had a few pings at the goals in this last, 10-15 minutes and unfortunately just couldn't get there. You feel as though sometimes he tries to put the team on his back a little bit when he plays like that because he can just run and run forever, it feels like. So it's good to see that he can get the reward there.
Yeah, certainly been a goal-kicking midfielder for Hurstbridge, as Fitzgerald, as he so often does, we're calling his name a lot today. His kick out to half forward was looking for Anderson, who couldn't take the mark. He's got it at ground level again, though, as his kick back to centre half back was cut off by McIntosh for Montmorency, who goes short. And they might be able to run away with this Montmorency. The play was just affected as he kicked, though, and Hymas is going to mop up for Hurstbridge. His kick out to the far wing, looking for Wild, who does track it down just inside the boundary line. He's got a bit of a problem, though. He's got to get around an opponent. Does eventually do so. Dumps a high ball inside forward 50, but that was never really to the advantage of his teammate, and Montmorency can come away with this again as the kick out to centre wing was looking for Nicholas Uzlak, who's got 2 to beat here. Just tried to soccer it on the ground towards the boundary line, but the Hurstbridge numbers win out, and Mitch Wild's kick towards Blake Fitzgerald wasn't a great one, but Fitzgerald made it look really good. That was a smooth pick-up. Had his kick smothered, though, as he went to dispose of the footy. Lentini's got it. Gives it to Uzlak, who's going to drive this inside 50 for the Magpies. Couple of flyers to go up here as Ben Patterson stayed down, got the crumb, and kicked the goal. So a third goal here for the Magpies. Terrific crumbing there from Ben Patterson, who kicks his first of the day. And Montmorency extend their lead again. They lead 3 straight 18 to Hurstbridge 1-1-7.
It was the 2 Hurstbridge backmen then that just went up for the exact same contest. If they had just had one hanging out at the back there, would have made a tremendous impact for them and wouldn't have resulted in a goal. But no, it's very good to see Ben Patterson with a very well-deserving goal. Yeah,
great pressure there from the Magpies midfielders to affect the turnover there on Blake Fitzgerald on centre wing, and the Hurstbridge defenders were caught napping a little bit on the turnover, on transition there. And the Magpies are off to a hot start here as the ball's back in the middle. Both rucks got hand to it. Fitzgerald brought his own footy so far in this quarter. Well, didn't have the footy in that tackle as Uzlak just brought him to ground. And he'll come up with a free kick. Gives his handball to Hymas at centre half back. He's also had a few touches so far. His kick out wide, well, should have been marked by Bryce Arthur. Just a little bit casual, and Stefan Uzlak, one of the Montmorency skippers, takes him over. Well, in fact, he was infringed as he went to ground. Bryce Arthur trying to take that mark, so he will get a free kick in between the interchange gates. He's going to drive this one inside 50. Where are the flyers here for Hurstbridge? There was none coming. Montmorency have got the numbers here at ground level if they can organise themselves. Looks like they will. Baldwin had it. Gave it out to half back. Still a loose footy to be won here. McIntosh ends up with it. Gives the handball to Holmes. He's immediately set upon by a couple of Hurstbridge players. They might still be able to work this out, the Magpies, but the boundary line wins out. And we'll have a throw-in just in front of their interchange bench.
It's good to see you notice when there is a bit of a scrapple there when the footy's on the ground a bit, but there's always 3 Monty players on the outskirts there ready to get that ball and just run.
Ball back into play here. Verkic went up unopposed. Fitzgerald's got the footy again. Coming up for about 10 touches, I reckon, so far. Loose ball to be won here. Cam Wild just barrels one inside 50. He's on the top. Loose ball at the top of the goal square here for Hurstbridge. But the Montmorency numbers win out again. Baldwin's got it. Gave the handball off and they can come away with this. The Magpies kick up the middle of the ground was aggressive. Big collision there. Looks like Montmorency again will tidy up the loose footy here. Ball goes to half forward. And taking a mark uncontested was Kieran Keating. So they can load up again here, Montmorency. Going inside 50, his kick was heading towards Ben Patterson. Didn't really favour him, and it was pretty close to the boundary line as well. And he's escorted over for a throw-in. So have a throw-in here at left half forward for the Magpies. Neither ruck really got to it on the fly. Cam Wild gathered the loose footy and was tackled high and got a bit of treatment afterwards as well. So the umpire says, come with me. He'll march him up to centre wing with a 50-metre penalty. So it's quietened down a little bit, but there's still a little bit of feeling, I think, to be had here between both of these teams. Obviously a bit of history from the finals last year where Cam Wild was involved. I'm sure both supporters would be aware of that, as he's going to have a huge ping from outside 50. It was never on line for a goal. Naylor did have hands on it, but burst through. And we'll have a throw-in in the left forward pocket here for Hurstbridge.
You can definitely still feel the tension. It almost as if everyone is kind of walking on eggshells at the moment. You don't want to say anything too wrong. You don't want to accidentally tackle the wrong way because you never know how it might blow up.
Yeah, Cam Wild comes to the bench. Hopefully they've got a fresh jumper for him. As the ball comes back into play, and I think that was Holmes on the deck who got a high tackle as he was bending down to pick the footy up. So he gets the free kick for Montmorency. Finds Brown in the forward pocket. He had to make Uzlak work, but he made it work. They're going to come away with this, the Magpies. Kick up to half forward. Ben Patterson in the back spot probably gave his opponent a shove out. He's got the footy anyway. Kicks it towards goal. Rolling footy, and it's through. What a start here for Montmorency. They are red hot, as they have been for the last 3 weeks. Ben Patterson's got a couple. And they extend their lead again here, the Magpies. They're 4 straight 24. Hurstbridge 1-1-7.
It was almost as if that ball was in slow-mo then. It couldn't have gone any slower, and it just happened to bounce its way through.
Thought Noah Barnes, I reckon that might have been a little bit stiff with the potential push out there by Patterson, but the umpire said it was fine, so we're back to the middle as the Magpies are off to the races here early on the NFNL's match of the day. No one got a clear clearance from the resulting ball up. Nagel soccers one down to half forward, but Montmorency again come up with the numbers. Their handball game's been impressive so far, and they're going to drive this up to centre wing, but there's no one home. And Lachlan East takes the simplest of chess marks. The Hurstbridge vice-captain, he goes in short and finds O'Brien in the centre square. And Hurstbridge just trying to methodically work their way through here. He's going to concede a little bit of ground. Back to Liam Middleton at left half back here for Hurstbridge. They would dearly love to just get another settler here, the Bridges, as Middleton's long kick up the line. And it's going to be a free kick going the way of Joel Naylor, his first meaningful touch of the afternoon here, the full forward for Hurstbridge. He's going to drive this one long to the goal square. Has it got the carry? Oh, it does, but it's just offline and through for a minor score as Hurstbridge are looking to shepherd that one through. So they move to 1-2-8. Montmorency 4 straight in this first quarter as McIntosh in the back pocket kicks up the line, looking for Ben Patterson. Couldn't take the mark. East tidies up for Hurstbridge. And as he did a couple of seconds ago, finds O'Brien. And O'Brien's kick was a little heavy, looking for Nagel. He might swoop onto the loose footy here. He got past McIntosh. His kick inboard, looking for Anderson, was just a little bit heavy. And again, Montmorency come away with it. Lentini gave the 1-2 with Jackson Brown. That's cut off, though, by Hurstbridge. Karakalchev has it for Hurstbridge. His kick towards goal was a little scrappy. And there's a hot footy still to be won here by either team. Montmorency come up with it again. Their handball game has been super so far, it must be said. Although the kick up to the wing is going to be cut off and coming straight back through the hands of Noah Barnes, who's just going to hold things up. His kick in short was looking for Naylor. He was well defended there by Binion, another one of the Montmorency co-captains, and the ball rolls out of play for a boundary throw-in.
I believe that came off of someone's body then. I think they might have smothered that with their torso somehow.
As long as it's not a falcon, that's the main thing. As ball spun back into play here. Jake Wild probably got a bit of a shove in the ruck there. No free kick. And Lentini comes up with it for Montmorency. His kick up to half forward. Clark was against two. Couldn't take the mark. Might get the loose footy here. He does. Shrugs one tackle. Dodged another one. He's got a problem now, though. And Noah Barnes got him after being shrugged the first time. He was straight back onto him and wins the free kick for Hurstbridge. And he's going to switch the play here to McCabe in the back pocket. He in turn goes short and finds Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald goes short, finds Mitch Wild, who handballs over the top to Middleton. His kick was a little scrappy. O'Brien made it work at left half forward, though. Gave the handball to Wild. That's Jake. But he runs out of space at left half forward and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Hurstbridge is slowly starting to find their feet now in this quarter, calming down the ball, and they're able to move it a lot more comfortably, it feels, as well.
Yeah, it feels like the tempo of the game's just eased a little bit as Cam Wild gathered the footy from the stoppage and he's claimed straight away. So we'll have a ball up at centre half forward here for the Bridges. As the two rucks go up, Anderson found it at ground level for Hurstbridge and he's tackled again. So similar to a couple of weeks ago, I feel like we'll have a lot of repeat stoppages today. Hurstbridge do love the in and under stuff, and Montmorency have certainly got the players to play that style of game as Cam Wild swoops on the loose footy here at half forward. Looking for an option inboard. Was looking for Kane Hall. Couldn't take the mark. Oh, terrific pick up there from William Jenkin, who has a bounce and comes away through the centre square. His kick up towards half forward didn't favour any of his forwards. They'd be disappointed with that as Jake Richards comes up with it for Hurstbridge. But his kick out wide was no good either. And William Jenkin, who's had a stack of it as well, takes the mark, and Montmorency can have a look inside 50 again here. As the short kick is looking for Holmes. Oh, that's a terrific contested mark. That's a super mark on the lead from Holmes, who had Mitch Wild right in his jumper and stuck the mitts out and took a really strong grab. So he'll go back and have a look at number 5 for the Magpies.
Yeah, that was, like you said, a very strong contest there, and Holmes just held his ground. He did an excellent job there in that contest.
So Nash Holmes on the left forward flank here. He'd have to kick this probably 45 metres on a 45-degree angle. Gets a little bit of arc going. Kick to the line. Looks pretty good. And it's straight through. And the silence from the home crowd tells you the story. This is a terrific start here from Montmorency. They've kicked 5 goals in the first quarter. And they are away big time here. And Hurstbridge have got all the work in front of them. It's Montmorency 5 straight. So Hurstbridge 1-3-9, I reckon, on the scoreboard here so far. And we wouldn't be far off quarter time, I don't think, on the NFNL's match of the day. So ball back in the middle here. Jake Wild's taking a stint in the ruck as Jackson Brown swoops on the footy for Montmorency. Lentini's got it. His handball over the top. Found Nicholas Uzlak, who's in a bit of space, can have a shot. And got to push in the back as he kicked. And the umpire's going to pay a downfield free kick here. It's going the way of Matthew Clark. I think the umpire's just deciding whether the free kick's going to be taken from where it was kicked or whether it's going to be the top of the goal square. I think it's going to be taken from centre half forward, and it's going back to Nicholas Uzlak, who got a fair old shove in the back as he kicked that one. So the umpire was correct in paying the free kick. But, geez, this would rub even more salt in the wounds for Hurstbridge if he could go back and kick this. We're inside a couple of minutes to go here before quarter time.
Absolutely, and he's had an excellent quarter this quarter, Nick, in the more so in the midfield this game. He got best on last week when they played North Heidelberg, I believe it was, so it's good to see he's getting a bit of midfield minutes as well as his forward time there as well.
So Nicholas was like, no angle to speak of, a kick of 40 metres, pretty regulation. His kick is on the way, and he can't quite sneak it in as the home side crowd just let him know all about that. So the first blemish of the day for Montmorency. They moved to 5-1-31 to Hurstbridge. I believe it was 1-3-9. We'll check that at quarter time as the Bridges bring this back in. And Karakalchev ends up with it at half back for the Bridges. He hands it off to Liam Middleton, who's going to drive it up the wing, looking for the Flyers. No one was up and could take the mark. Montmorency have got it at ground level. They might work this out through hands again if they can, Montmorency. Ball in dispute still. Fitzgerald had a momentary hand on it. But it's the Magpies who might be able to come away. Kick goes to half forward. McCabe's under this, couldn't take the mark. Middleton comes up to defend as well, gathers the loose footy, gave his handball to Barnes, who made it look pretty good. And McCabe can steady and find Karakalchev again at half back for Hurstbridge. So the home side have got some work to do as Karakalchev switches the play to Hymas, and Hymas goes out wide again to the other side of the ground and finds East, who's been called to play on, so he's going to have to drive this up the line, looking for O'Brien, who had to beat William Jenkin. Couldn't do so, the ball rolls out of play. So coming up on the quarter time siren here, boundary throwing in between the interchange gates. I think it was McLaren who got hands to that first. Dale's little soccer towards the boundary line does eventually roll out of play, and we'll have a repeat boundary throw-in. So Montmorency off to a very, very good start here. After 3 big wins on the bounce, they're looking to make it a 4th. Ball was spun back into play. Cam Wild had the footy. Oh, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. Geez, hot whistle there from the umpire, I thought. But it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Magpies. And that will do us for this first quarter. And what a start from the visiting team. They look red hot as Montmorency take a pretty handy lead here into quarter time on the NFNL's match of the day. They lead by 22 points, I reckon it is. I reckon it's 5-1-31 to Hursty 1-3-9. And what a start from the Magpies, Molly. 1-2-8, I should say. 1-2-8 to 5-1-31 Montmorency. Molly, your thoughts on that first quarter?